어우 개꿀이었다. 자, 또 중시간의 휴식 이후 다시 2세트로 돌아왔습니다. 2세트에서도 뭐 벤픽은 비슷하겠죠? 이게 벤픽의 문제가 딱 하나 있었던 거지. 똑같이 나올 거예요 거의. 그렇죠? 2세트입니다. 1세트 아닙니다. 똑같아요 벤픽. 또 오리 하나 찍어 오겠지. 이거는 벤픽이 비에고가 틀렸다는 것이 증명이 됐지. 아까랑 똑같이 갈 거예요. 웬만하면 아펠리오스 또 찍고. 2세트입니다. 참고로 또 가면 되는 거야. 50이나 세주안이를 가져왔었어야 되는 적극적으로 돌파가 가능한. 그래서 바이를 먼저 찍었네요. 그 상태도 세나 탐켄치 어차피 밴 안 할 거니까 너네가 상체가 다 나왔죠. 웨이브 게임은 똑같이 가도 되고 탈리아 같은 거 해도 되고. 아까도 말했지만 탈리아가 뭐 지금은 맛이 없긴 하네. 이렇게 되니까 이거는 니코가 맞는 것 같아. 이거는 니코가 맞는 것 같아. 상대를 딱 봤을 때는 니코 아니면은 뭐 르블랑 같은 거 하면 상대 끌어들일 수 있거든요. 마찬가지로 이제는 이제 바텀 뭐 카이사 세나 이런 거 변하나? 아직 그래도 카이사가 괜찮은 게 남았거든요. 카이사도 뭐 아필리우스에 뒤지지 않아. 여기서는 이제 서포터 노틸러스 같은 거 배나요? 아니야, 밀리오는 배날 필요가 없으니까. 근데 노틸 배나는 건 약간 허공에다가 이제 허심 쓰는 거 같으니까. 탑. 잭스 또 배나나요? 설마? 잭스 해야지 웬만하면. 굳이 뭐 안 해줄 이유는 없지. 잭스 아니면 카이사인데. 아 잭스가 벤이구나. 맞다. 이미 저거 픽된 거 깜빡하고 있었어. 아 미쳤나봐. 잭스는 뭐 나올 이유가 없는데 무조건 하드 AD를 가져가야 돼서.
I mean, this is something that Light has played and definitely something that I think is incredibly strong, but
레넥톤을
it's
자를지도.
not something that I would have expected NRG to bring into the series today.
아니면은 비에고를 왜 잘랐을까? 할 것 같지가 않은데 전혀.
Ziggs can be really annoying for Aphelios, of course, because Aphelios having no inherent
근데
dash,
조합에는 쓸만하긴 한데 할 것 같진
an
않아요.
easy target for the bomb.
웨이웨이가 또 잘하기도 하긴
Final
해.
ban of the draft is the Viego from Energy's side, and there is the Aatrox you guys are talking about. That's the Shy's answer to the Cassante of Dokla.
혹은
So yeah, I was saying my feeling is that it doesn't require a ban,
상대
but now
조합
we're
보고
gonna
그랬다.
see.
세주안이
Did it
뭐 이런 게
require
모를
a
수도
ban?
있고요.
But he
갑자기
plays it.
뜬금없이.
I think in this sort of draft though,
그래,
you're actually
이거
in an okay
나왔어야 됐어.
spot because you don't really have backline
아니네.
access to try and set you up
카이사
to
남아.
get onto an Orianna.
여기서 라칸 가져가면 딱 라칸 알리스타.
Now you've added an Alistair as well.
여기도
I really like
마찬가지로
what NRG have brought to the table.
이러면 서포터 폭이 굉장히 넓어지니까 뭐.
Completely worlds apart from draft number one. Draft number one for Energy. So much
그냥 그대로
back,
가나요?
has some early skirmisher front lines, but that's about it. This one is dive, 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 dive. We've got guaranteed shockwave delivery with the vibe.
나쁘진 않은데 더 좋은 것들이 있을 것 같긴 한데 뭐. 그냥 이게
Well, it looks like a
낫겠다
very
싶은 느낌인가요?
different draft, a very different style of play
비슷하게
for
하네.
Energy's
아
side.
그렇지, 뭔가
But
다른 게
over
있을
for
것
Weibo, it's three
같으나
of the picks
아니네요.
being exactly the same. Make it four as the melee
아니
was
나는
locked in
솔직히
next to
라칸 할 줄
Aphelios,
알았거든.
with the Relics in the jungle once more. The only thing changing for Weibo in this game is the
뭐
Aatrox
똑같네요.
in
이게
the side.
똑같아.
I
지금
think
뭐
it is a bit of
크산테랑
an
저거
interesting one,
아트록사
though, see
바뀐 거
Weibo
빼고는
still
없는데.
prioritizing the enchanter support.
근데 NRG가
And
조금 더
especially
벤픽을
when you
잘
look at,
했네요.
like,
이거
yeah, you're up.
3 같은
Chris hasn't had
저거
the best
비에고
of
안
times
하고.
trying to play engage supports domestically. You think of like, I mean, there's a meme with his Nautilus hooks. His Nautilus hooks kind of send him in, don't bring anyone else, and then you
그래서
give over
정리를
and kill his
해보면은
Weibo. So
이제
I definitely think it's been a
NRG는
case of well, Chris is feeling more
뭐
confident
선육렙
on
찍기는
these
글러
styles of picks. And you'll have to see if you're going to have
바텀을
enough
적극적으로 이제
of that
갱킹을 하지 않을까 싶어요.
anti-engage setup and enough of that anti.
에어본이라서 저거 못 벗어나거든. 바텀을 그러니까 존나 팰 것 같고. 탑도 맛있어 갱킹 가면 이번에. 이 갱킹이 맛있어졌어요. 일단 기본적으로 바이라는 녀석 자체가 와 오리아나한테도 가기도 좋고. 적극적으로 초반 셋업에 뭔가 시도를 하지 않을까 싶어요. NRG 입장에서. 반면에 웨이브 게이밍은 똑같이 아씨 버티면 이긴다.
might be critically important for NRG to
뭐
start
이런
kind of
느낌입니다.
gaining some items and and being able to bolster some of those base damage, because this time around they're running just a core of the 2 DPS, and while Cassante early stages, you know, base damage and stuff can do decently with the Iceborne, in the later stages, Weibo will outpace.
And that's why I think you have to try and see if you can find this early success with NRG in the skirmishes. Like we saw in game 1, 2 kills quickly going across the Palafox. Maybe you could try and set up for something like that once more, but not having the Renekton in there and then having that Orianna in the mid lane, I think is going to make it kind of difficult to try and play topside. And in theory, Aphelios Milios should have control over the bot end.
Well, let's
에너지가
rock and roll
전령
start for
싸움을
game number 2.
조금 끌어가지고 6렙을 맞춰가지고 오면 졸라 셀 것 같고, 그게 아니라면 그 서포터 6렙을 맞춰갖고 오면 졸라 셀 것 같고 에너지가.
In terms of the gold, 1 or 2,000, but once Weibo finally took control over the game, they never really let that grasp
그게 아니라면은 뭐 그냥 무난하게 NRG가 먹는 전령을 먹는 느낌. 아니 그 W 웨이브 게이밍이 먹는 느낌이죠.
Taking away the Cassante, grabbing the buy before it gets banned. Or does Weibo's comp that they put together in game number 1 and now just very slightly tweaked have that secret sauce once again?
Yeah, this is going to have to be the game for Energy to prove that they can actually beat a carry plus enchanter bottom lane with allowing Crisp now 7 times in a row with playing a ranged bot lane
할 말이
support
없다.
for themselves. If
할
Energy
말이
fail
없어.
here,
아니
then
지난 경기랑 너무 똑같아가지고 간단하게 설명을 하면 바텀 여기는 이제 웨이브 게이밍은 시간이 넘치는 조합이죠. 이번엔 심지어 아트록스까지 있어. 시간만 주면은 우리가 이겨. 30분 게임 가면 우리가 이긴다. 이런 조합이고요. 분명 NRG는 뭐 그렇진 않다. 이거는 뭐 어떻게 뺏을 수는 없고요.
2. Rel's not normally a duelist, but he's dueling contracts straight
오,
to death.
야 설마 에이.
Contracts trying to run it off, has to flash.
야 이건 조졌다. 이건 초반을 가져가야 되는 조합인데 이러면은.
And that's a disaster for Contracts now, because Weiwei can actually start to path through mid.
진짜 여기 포션도 없죠?
You've already got control for the shot on top side, and they can look
포션도
to
없어
contest that
심지어.
top in the map as
물론
well.
포션이 유무가 이제 엄청 중요한 건
so
아니지만.
good. Getting level 2 off the Raptors. Delayed and they don't see it in the fog of war.
야,
It's
좋댔다,
so good
진짜.
with the Rel with so many of these.
그래서 렐은
nowadays
이제
having really powerful
저기
AoE
레드까지 딱
options
먹고
available
자기
to them.
블루 저기 반대
With Rel,
카운터로
with the
넘어가서
Q,
레드를
he
딱
runs
먹는 순간
contracts off, he gets the flash, he
와,
gets his
이거 너무
whole
좋은데,
red
이건?
side. Massive stuff for Weibo because now they can count on Contracts only have his own blue quadrant. They've got pushing lanes here to be able to
심지어
defend
아트록스가
their
라인을
own red
밀고 있어.
quadrant. They have
야,
wards
이거
on their
진짜
own
좋댔다.
Raptors on their own red as well.
비상!
See if Contracts tries to
밀
go
수밖에
over
없는
there. So
조합이긴 한데.
Contracts is going to have a dangerous
비상!
time fighting his way out of this.
경기 시작 2분 45초 만에
Considering no flash,
비상!
he'll be a prime
다이브
target
들어가나?
for collapses. But
아,
Weiwei
이거는
will
뭐-
show bottom and force the
이거는
dive.
와 이거는 웨이브 너무 큰데 이거 죽으면 너무 손해인데요. 그래 2렙 됐다. 그냥 가 물러. 나겠죠? 괜찮아. 대신에 이제 정글러 가서 이제 소리는 그렇게 크지 않는 상황. 하지만 아트록스가 여기서 뒤돈다면?
Yeah, because he shows bottom there, and there's no move from either the solo lanes. That is going to be some welcome catch-up for Contracts.
I think it's a massive mistake from Weibo though. Like you try and look, Weiwei could have gone through mid. Look at the push that's already there.
야 지금 세 라인에 다 밀고 있는데 지금 와.
Instead they go for that play on bot side.
이거
But
터져야
Rel
되지.
2 gets hit, yeah. But then you look
이게.
at like, well, I'm Rel into Alistair. Alistair literally counters me. He's great because he can stop the engage, stop any sort of follow.
근데 와드 잘못 박은 것 같아.
have
저기다
the
박으면 안 될
tankiness
것
then to try
같은데.
and follow through, and it's not like FBI and Ignar are kind of a
태가
pushover.
퇴로를
Now
절로
Contracts
잡으려나?
looking on this top side after picking up some of those camps.
Can
이거는 뭐
Dokla
감수하고
force
간다
the
이런
Shy's
느낌인데.
hand here, though?
뒤로 갱킹 오는 거?
Q3.
Nope, goes for it, does not collide on the target, but just goes after him anyway. Pathmaker to immediately push the Shy back. Vaultbreaker goes out. The Shy flashing away, doesn't hit with the Q3, doesn't hit with the Infernal Chains as a counter-attack, so the Shy losing flash there.
뭐 전멸
So
하나로.
Contracts can now retreat back to his Gromp, into his
야 이거
wolves.
또 카운터
His
정글이야?
Raptor's gonna get stolen on second respawn here though by Weiwei. Obviously he has perfect timer because they're the ones who stole
이거
it
저 샤워
themselves,
움직임
level 1.
루인 때문에 여기 걸렸겠다 이거.
And that's going to be also an area that's very comfortable for Xiaohu to
이
play
정도면
off
뭐
of, hovering back down
그
towards the
컨텐츠
spot
입장에서
side.
나쁠
I
건
think this
없죠.
is good from Weibo though to try and punish Contracts. When I've seen
설마
NRG
바텀을 또 가나?
performing at their best here at the World Championship,
야,
it
이거
has been through Contracts, but
정신 나갈 것
Weiwei
같아.
spotted it on this ward. He should be in just a moment.
와,
So
이거 또
NRG
왔어.
will know this is coming.
So they do have Dokla and Pal Fox possible teleports to be able to teleport.
야, 이거는 한 대 맞는 순간 그냥 가는. 아이고, 이거? 진짜 더럽게 못하긴 해요. 그죠? 야, 더럽게 못하긴 한다. 근데 이그나이트가 빠졌죠. 드립 아닙니다. 이그나이트가 빠졌기 때문에. 야, 이거 지금
because they're constantly being forced on energy side to give up CS, back away from the turret every time this wave hits. So
아니 진짜 더럽게 못하긴 한다. 내가 아까도 1세트에서도 말했지만 진짜 더럽게 못하긴 하네요.
At this tournament, bot lane prio has been primary for Weibo. They've stuck to these range supports
바텀을 이제 봐줄
over and
텐데.
over. They use that to get their turret plates, to get their minion waves built up, so you can have these visits down here. And Light definitely
자,
takes them
이제
back in the
전령이
last
얼마 안
game.
남았습니다.
I mean, you guys are talking about the bottom lane CS advantage. It's the smallest one on the Rift. Top lane, it's a lead for the Shy. Mid lane, it's a lead for Xiaohu. Weibo is just outlaning energy across the Rift. Right now.
이거 갔는데요, 이거는?
No
확정
now
죽음이잖아.
Ignar is going to get rooted up by the Gravitum. Crash down from Wei Wei.
아니 근데 저 밀리오 새끼가 먹어가지고
and
이건
it
좀
goes over to Chris.
This is so good from Weibo.
아니,
Just go, hey,
먹어도
look, as
밀리오가
long as we
처먹네.
control this bottom quadrant, we control the bot side of the map. And once more,
갔는데요, 이거 밀리오?
I don't care about my CS. I'm gonna go, but Chris.
아니네. 얘
Chris
살았다.
having to flash away now himself.
야,
His
저 나 간
contract
줄 알았는데
catches him at the very end of his recall, nearly getting a punish there, but not enough.
And that's a big wave built up too.
밀리오.
FBI here after the
밀리오레
physical
새끼
contract
저거.
should be fine.
아,
But man, the transition here for Weibo looking pretty good as we get Dokla all out and the Shy answers.
근데
with
솔직히
Aatrox.
말해서 까고 말해서 이거 지금
This is what we were talking about, right? When you look at NRG,
별로
you
나쁘지
kind of were
않거든.
like, look,
그
FBI
웨이브
needs to
게이밍이
get
저거
up and running
탑도
early.
그렇고
You want him to be in a
방금
position
궁극기
where,
교환한
like,
것도
okay,
그렇고 별로
we can
나쁘지가
actually
않아.
look maybe towards these things like early dragons. after we
궁극기가
find a
없으면
couple of successful
사실
ganks
그
from contracts
아트록스
to bot
쪽이
lane,
또
trying
조금 더
to set
뭔가
ourselves
기여할
team
가능성이
fights so we
높거든.
can play around. But with how Weibo are dictating the pace of this game, you're going to have an opportunity for Light to start to scale into a position where he's comfortable.
와드를
The
박으러
big
왔어요.
question for me is kind of looking at things like this Rift Herald in the coming minutes
승자의
as well.
열매.
Weibo are actually going to get this first
여기다가
dragon.
턴 쓰는
And you
거 난
imagine
좋지
then
않다고
trying
생각은
to
하는데
use the mid pressure that Xiaohu has once more and the control over bot side to lane
이거는
itself
레벨
in towards
6렙
Rift Herald in
맞추겠다.
this time.
저 전령 전에 6렙을 우리 글로벌 경험치에 들어가니까 6렙을 좀 빨리 띄우겠다 이런 느낌이죠.
So that'll be an easy pickup there for Wei Wei. A little bit more damage, plus the smite gets it done. Nearly a 2,000 gold lead at 7 minutes from this incredible laning coming out from the Weibo squad all around. Contracts once again gonna look for something bottom, but the problem is it's red white guns on Light and he's level 6 with the ulti.
이거는 위로 올라가야 되는데 웨이웨이가 위로
And there's a Xiaohu, and there's a
파이브
Wei Wei,
친다고?
and there's a
이거를?
ton of
알리스타인데?
Weibo members that want to get involved.
맞아?
The return of the focus.
이거는 전령 싸움
bottom lane
전이라서
for
못 쓰면
Weibo.
별로 안
Here we
좋을
go.
것 같은데.
Xiaohu trying to get out of this one, dropping the clone, using it to be able to block the vault breaker. That clone is so powerful because of its ability to block things.
Yeah, so strong though for Weibo, splitting the map with their starting
이제
straight
저희
from level
뛰겠죠
1
라이트는.
and being able to control this bottom side because when you
이미
scale
좁혀고
into the game with an
그렇죠. 지금
enchanter
딱
on
움직임이
your
전령
team,
쪽이죠.
it makes those team fights so easy to play out.
Also having control
그리고
over
웨이브 게이밍이
contracts
또
means he's
먹으면 아까
massive far behind and trying to
똑같아요.
hit level
먹으면
6.
걔
Didn't
그냥
go towards his top side to get
욕
the
먹고
camps there. The
전령
respawn,
먹으면
he's
승률 한
still picking up
80%
with red
이상까지
to just
끌어올리는
respawn to bot
겁니다.
side. But when you look at Wei Wei, he gets 2 camps. He's going to be able to hit level 6. They can start to play for Rift Herald. So contracts need to
야,
very swiftly clear at this
저
top
웨이브 하나
side
손해 보는 건
and
눈
get a
깜짝하지도
reset
않을
in if he
거야.
hopes to match where the strength is of the rail right now.
왜냐면 이제 집을 갔다
Well, translating
왔잖아.
that strength up into the top side. River going for a quick Rift Herald. You can see
신발에다가
Chris
저 코어
rotating up here
그
alongside
반코어
Light.
나왔으니까
Weibo is bringing the entire team to guarantee that they have control over this
소총,
objective.
야무지게.
Energy is just strictly behind. I would be surprised if they really want to try to contest this at all. The Herald already mostly dead. One more eyeball proc plus a smite. should
이거는
just seal the
그래가지고
deal.
웨이브
And there
게이밍이
it is.
졸라
Wei
이득
Wei
받고
picks it up.
한
Weibo
80, 한
are getting
5% 정도는
everything in game
5% 정도 더 올라온 것 같아. 왜냐면은 FBI가 바텀을 그냥 쭉 민 게 아니라 따라 올라왔어요.
Has become the Weibo special, to be honest, both in playoffs, regional finals, and now at the World Championship.
아,
Wei
6레벨
Wei going for
만든다고
these
이게
level 3
맞춰서
ganks
어떻게
consistently in the
맞추다가
bot side,
보니까 그렇게
trying to make
느꼈는데
sure that anyone
이래가지고 욕
like
먹는
Chris
거죠.
Baruch
그러니까
can
욕을
get
먹는 게
under
아니고
pressure.
용 드래곤을 먹는다는 거죠.
Keep going. This loss is all over the place, man.
And we get the -1. Come on, make it stop, Flowers.
I don't think Weibo are taking their foot off the gas pedal anytime soon, man. These guys are looking like a machine here in game number 2. Light's already got his berserkers. He's still got another CS advantage. This guy's just
올 때까지
insane.
기다리는.
And this is where I expect Weibo to continue putting this pressure on the bottom side, right? Xiaohu gonna have control, Rift Herald down in the plunket there, make sure you're able to get the charge, get more gold into Light's hands, and then again just let Light be this massive Aphelios with the accompanying Melio. And
정글을
it's
그냥
again just trying to play
웨이웨이가
off the
압도를
fact that
해버리고
you've
있는데.
got the enchanted setup there in the bot lane.
All right, Weibo. Surprise, surprise. He's on the
템
bottom
띄우는
side of the
속도도
map.
그렇고.
Haven't seen this before. Palafox gonna run away though and dodge the snare.
And you can see him dodging that snare away. Remember, this is our featured matchup, the junglers and mid laners, Contracts and Palafox versus Weiwei and Xiaohu. Featured matchup presented by Mercedes-Benz. So much for both teams revolves around how these duos interact. And so far in this one, Weiwei's early control over the jungle, y'all already talked about it, is allowing Weibo to just dominate the game.
I think Contracts punched first in game 1, but it's kind of Weiwei punching last now, as he's able to get the win in the last game, now controlling this as well. I think you need to find a way to shut this down.
야,
And it is Light from the rafters with the steel chair that comes in and says, "My featured matchup knocks everybody out down there." Let's see if he can do it again. Also, I have in the back of my mind this Aatrox that we were talking about in draft for the
나갈 날
Shy,
수도 있겠다.
and how it has been, along with the Gnar, his preferred pick into the Cassante. We're gonna get to see why as he approaches his one item, and we start to see the transition of the teams into more of those.
심지어 이거 전멸을 빼주고 시작한 겁니다.
The Shy's
지금 라인 저거.
Aatrox, nothing to be messed with, man. This
CS
guy's
저
so good on the
20개
champ.
차이
And
나는
remember,
저 탑
at the beginning of
라인전.
the tournament, he was still building lethality Aatrox, but he said after that one, his coaches talked to him and they were like, "Hey, yo, so Freak buffed up the Gore Drinker and a lot of the. Never mind, we're gonna go for a bottom side dive here. Energy, they kill the ward, they're still gonna go.
Energy wants to make the four-man play. They got the unbreakable will and they're ready to start. Weiwei's already here for the counterattack, but they jump in. The killer instinct's gonna find Light, and he's already down. Ignar with a flash away to make sure he doesn't pay one back. Pop Blossom only finds one. Xiaohu's gonna pick up Ignar, but now he might be taken down.
야,
The
더
Shy
잘
teleports in. World Enders
어이구.
in their world. baby.
어이구.
FBI staying alive only for a moment to kill Xiaohu, but now they're trapped between a rock
어이구.
and a hard place. FBI falls.
어이구.
There's nothing left.
개이작 씨발.
It's 5
웨이브
kills
게이밍
over to
존나
Weibo.
2킬 내주고 4킬 땄고. 와, 더샤의 샵 캐리.
And slams the door shut
야.
behind Energy after what
여기서
was
이거
a
내주는
successful
거는 뭐 아깝지가
dive
않죠.
onto Light, killing the Aphelios, getting the flash, but the Shy is here. There's no
이러면은
escape.
최소 승률 한
They grab the extra
90%까지
kills,
이제
and while Dokla
웨이브 게이밍이
does get
가져가네요.
played on the top side, the Shy will get the
아니,
same
저
bottom in there.
돼지 저거
Is a
상태가
drag
저거
up, so
먹어서
you
뭐 할
can
거야?
use Rift Herald mid, transfer that mid pressure
뭐
over towards the
먹어서
dragon
뭐 할
as well.
건데?
Energy of reset though.
이런 얘기가 나오는 거죠. 산테가 뭐 먹어서 뭐 할 건데? 이거 여기는 지금 아펠리우스가 처먹고 있는데.
Still alive on the other side of the map, but now a TP
response?
coming in.
어,
They
어,
want to
어,
try to get
어,
something
어, 어.
back. Big Dokes wants
크리스피
to get
내주고 그냥
involved.
가는 게
They're
맞는
going
것
after
같은데.
Crisp and Weiwei.
이걸 살려?
Low HP, still trying
네
to get
명인데?
stuff out, but Doke is not going to get much of anything. The Drake is
자,
at least
발끈
alive.
텔레포트는
Energy
이래서
might
좋지
be able to
않습니다.
use this momentum to try to snowball into that neutral objective as the
그래도
Shy
용은
retreats
먹어가지고 뭐
back
나쁘진 않은.
underneath the tier one
이거
turret.
근데
Energy are playing for the
나쁘죠.
dragon, but it's Weibo playing for plates
초
on
읽고
this
외양간도
Aphelios.
잃고
Immediately
그다음에 이제
Light edges up
외양간을
towards that
고치려고
top side. He
했던
wants to try
연장도
and push in
잃어가지고
and get a few
대충
more of
이제
these plates.
그 남의
You
집
can
가서
see
연장
here,
빌려오는
as he
그런
starts to go
느낌입니다.
for this dive, Ignar immediately pops the unbreakable win. He's will to actually go for this dive. They get on towards Light, immediately get rid of him. But it's the TP from the Shy who's
근데
just come
이게
off of reset. It's the ult here from Xiaohu that actually gets interrupted by Contracts. But now you're incredibly separated. FBI is taking a
따로
ton of
치고.
damage, and there's just nowhere for Energy to escape to.
Yeah, the Shy came in first, or the Shy came in
아이고.
second, Xiaohu came in first.
오리아나
and they
미드에서
closed
뒤지는
the
게
door.
더
They pick up
불편하거든.
all 4 of the kills here.
와,
And now back to the
씨,
top
돈
side. They've
뜯어먹은
already
거 봐.
rotated the bottom lane here for Weibo. Over to say hello to Dokla.
Game number 2 here in this series is
이건 나왔냐?
feeling a lot more
나왔네.
like the first time we saw these two teams fight all the way back in the Swiss stage.
역장 생기는 거
Weibo
보니까.
is just absolutely running the map. Energy does not seem to have much of a response for what these guys are bringing, even when they do make a play. Weibo just makes one better.
And the problem is for NRG that you don't really have control now on this top end. So when Rift Tower starts to spawn, if you contest Rift Herald, you lose top tower, which is all going to go in favor of Weibo anyway. And now a Kraken Slayer completed for Light as well. He's in
야,
such a good
3라인이
spot.
다 이기니까
Yeah,
이거
and
뭐
it's so
답이 없다.
difficult too because Weibo, with this very tanky bruiser build for Aatrox with the Gore Drinker into the Sterix Gauge, very too powerful item
지금 이
combination,
게임에서
by the way.
바이는
He's gonna
녹턴이랑도
have a lot
똑같아요.
of priority in the side lanes to set up these
그냥
moves
에어본
for
있는
Weibo.
녹턴입니다.
So
들어가면
Weibo
뒤진다고
have
봐야
easy
돼.
time clearing
못
the
나오고.
vision, and then you constantly have to check over your shoulder. Where's the Rel? Where's the Nico? Where is the engage going to come from?
And it was this Aatrox that was such a problem for Mad Lions. We saw Niski get massive kill advantage. We thought he was going to be able to carry, but then the Gore Drinker Sterix came through for the Aatrox, and the Shy was like, I'm back in my element. And it feels like we're getting to his element once more here, as he's going to be such a massive factor. Now NRG pushing in top, pushing in mid, actually will give
이건
the
아펠리오스
first move over
성장하면
towards
막을
his
게
Rift
있긴
Herald. I
하거든요.
thought
바이라는
Weibo would
걸출한
have been happy
친구가.
to try and answer with a push in top, but they're just not in position.
그런데 말입니다.
All right.
이거는 솔직히 줘도 되긴 해요. 차라리 미드 타워를 쭉 밀고 밀러가서 그냥 박살 내야 되는데 이게 웨이브 게이밍이 이런 게 약하단 말이야. 이게 와드로 이렇게 다 체크를 하고 있는데도 불구하고 행동을 안 해요. 나 같으면은 미드로 다 몰려 들어가가지고 미드 밀었어.
This lone secondary Rift Herald up and allowing the Shy to continue to split push down on bottom side. You can see on the map. He's about to get that wave into the bottom side. I wonder how low that turret even is on the
그래
bottom side.
바텀은 밀겠네요. 텔레포트
He should
없으니까.
be able to finish it, I think.
Red. Even support
한 라인
is
더 태우나?
900 gold ahead here in this game. Weibo running every single matchup.
Yeah, that's a lane economy shot to the hearts of LCS fans.
I believe they're still
그렇진 않네.
loading the energy bars. Okay.
okay.
There's a bug on that graphic.
자 4,000 골드 15분.
We'll get that.
이거까지 들어갑니다.
Get that fixed for you real quick.
Quick reminder, LoL Esports does not recommend lethal levels of copium. Just going to go ahead and add that disclaimer there with an asterisk.
I'm well adapted to it though, because I've been on it for 12 years.
And the minions take the top lane tier 1 turret. That means there is no local gold going over to the side of Weibo.
당겨서
Not
먹겠다.
quite as much
오브젝트
money as they
없으니까.
could have possibly got, but still taking another objective from their opponents. They now have a 2-0
근데 미드가 그럼 위태롭지 않나? 당겨서
60 minutes
먹는다는
in the
거?
game.
I mean, I appreciate the silver linings, but I think for NRG, they want to try and get a little bit more here. You can see Xiaohu's on this top side. They have to be careful of not losing mid off the back of this,
이거는
but can they get
예상을
the
깔
dive?
거야.
Looks like they're coming
텔레포트
around
딱 타지
for
않을까?
Ignar.
그렇지.
Not going to go in. They do not have eyes on the rest of Weibo.
더샤이가
They do
준비하고
not
있었어요.
want to
저기
overcommit.
아래쪽
And that's the thing, the lack of vision
강가
is
부시에
really hurting
들어가서
them. With Weibo having so much control
바텀은
over what's
강가
been
부시.
happening mid, top, river, even their own jungle, it's been really hard for NRG to get this vision deeper onto the top side so they can try and make these plays. So when it's only Light who's actually shown on the map, they're a bit wary of trying to go for these plays, especially with the Shy having that TP up again.
The Shy has that Sterix gauge now fully completed. The item comparison in top lane is just absolutely massive. 1 mythic plus 2 cloth armors and a better boot versus 2 fully completed items. The Shy is running this show from morning till night, whenever he's fighting in his 1v1 on the side. Meanwhile, the Rift Herald summoned up here in the top lane. That's going to guarantee they can take the tier 1 turret. We'll see if they want to try to push it ahead to gain anything else. Contracts moving forward to clear out the control ward here in the Krug Brush. As no, they do not want to overcommit to this.
한번
Herald's
보여줄까요?
going to get cleared out before he gets the second charge.
We're kind of running into
바텀
the
어떻게
stage that
하고
I was
있는지
afraid of,
궁금하네.
Dagda, where Energy aren't going to have as much damage really to follow this up. You know, with
그냥 기한
Oriana
타는구나.
just on
웨이브를
eluded,
지웠네.
and with FBI going this longer scaling build for the Kai'Sa now.
이제
where
용싸움을
everybody's
앞두고
rushing the
다들
storm.
집 갔다 오는 모습.
Razor, Weibo right now have so many options, like we said, the side lane as well as the team fight here. So with this dragon, maybe the vision advantage could be something that Energy can use to get a foothold back into this game.
Contract's just ticking over to level 9 as well. He's been put really far behind. I think it's a bit of a one-way ticket for him if he goes in, but he might need to punch that to try and get this fight
저기다
started for
궁극기를 갖다
NRG.
먹는다고?
Meanwhile, back in mid, it's the Magnet Storm committed by Weiwei, forcing out the Unbreakable Will from Ignar. That means that not only is it the Vi, but the Alistar too. If he decides to go in, he's not getting back out if Energy decides to fight.
I kind of like the idea of not fighting. Fighting was making me real nervous here. And especially after that, looks like Energy will just give it up. Dragon number 2, not going to move the needle on the entire game that much.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate for NRG that when they look at the map state, they can't really get much more for the Dragon.
Yeah.
Top tier 2 is a long
그
way
웨이브
away
게이밍이
from
안전하게
even
하는
running
게
pressure.
방금
They're
그냥
looking to
상대가 안
pressure
오는 거
down towards the
보고
bottom side, but
샤오가
obviously
탑으로
that's
빠질
where
수도
Weibo
있었거든요.
concentrated their efforts, so
끝까지
it
뒤를
just ends
보내,
up in a
다
bit of a
잡아주네.
weird spot where NRG, where you kind of watch Weibo take the Dragon without being able to answer for very much else.
안전하게 하는구만.
Yeah, weird is a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
Quite a painful spot there. And not too many other options. Just re-put up your defensive ward line. And in stages like this, you have to remain vigilant. And you have to be ready to pounce on an opportunity that presents itself. one lazy transition from one side of the map to the other between one of these objectives by Weibo, Energy have to jump on that to try and change the course of their fate.
I mean, we've seen it happen to North American teams a lot of times in the past at these international events when they get leads and they then have one of those lazy transitions. They don't do their due diligence setting up for an objective and the other squad will end up punishing them. We've been praising Energy for how they played a lot of these fights, how they managed in their ability to qualify for the quarterfinal stage, and in that first game, even though they lost, they had a lot of good looks. But now, can they weather the storm? Can they play from behind and manage to find that?
야, 어떻게 이런 거 귀신같이 하냐?
They have a lot of people hovering on bottom side. Alistair was seen in the river. Contract's still here.
야, 아는데?
Remember with this
완벽하게 아는데,
tanky
그냥?
bruiser build though, Merc treads plus the Starich gauge pop plus the gore drinker.
They don't kill him.
It's not like you're going to instantly pick off the Shy. You're going to pick off the Shy, and then you're going to have to fight the Shy for a long time before you take him down.
And you have to be so careful about putting resource into bot side. Baron is up and available, and I mean, with Light now having his Gale Force completed, that's his Kraken Slayer alongside it. Xiaohu in a good spot. Like, you over-index bot, you're gonna lose a Baron.
Yeah, Energy have to at least have the Rage Blade on FBI to have a hope here.
I actually don't think with only 2 dudes you can kill the Shy at all. Not with Starix and Gore Drinker being the core items. I think he just gets away.
Unless he decides to let you.
Yeah.
Oh, benevolent one.
Yeah, you got to say your prayers, and maybe if he grants it to you, it'll happen. But I just don't see that being the case. Not with the current game state. We'll see how long Energy can hold on and try to get themselves able to bring things back. Because right now, Weibo's still running the show. They're up 3,000 gold. They're up 1 Drake. They're up 1 turret. They're still pushing out the waves up here in the mid lane. 21 minutes into the game, the Baron's live. It's control over the top side river for Weibo.
Contracts just trying to sneak in, get vision, make sure that you actually have to keep eyes on this. Looking at Weiwei, but they don't know where Weibo is, so good call, back away, and just try and keep doing what you're doing. Get gold onto Palafox, get gold onto this Kaista, catch the waves. Like, yes, Light is going to become a monster, but Palafox, if he can get a big shockwave, and you get that point-and-click CC from Contracts, that's a dead Aphelios regardless.
Yeah, they have to funnel the money here for Energy. Uh-oh.
FBI in some trouble, flashing away from the ulti. He knows how much damage Light is going to do from a long way away. Magnet Storm and Ignar, who tries to flash and get himself out. Blastgone's going to take him far, far away. A little bit more damage from Light is not enough to finish off the kill on the Energy support, but they claim the tier 1 turret. They claim flashes from both bottom laners of Energy.
Critical victories here for Weibo might even allow them to start up this Baron. FBI got sent back to base. He's got his flash. He's got his Rage Blade. Energy.
Doklas stepping up, using the power of the Cassante to just be that big meatball that can walk up here and just dare these guys to hit him. He knows he's not really in danger of dying unless they full commit. So it's still 3,500 gold lead for Weibo, forcing Energy to come try to answer them after they got those summoners.
Yeah, I mean, Douglas Cassante, but you have to be careful you don't Cassant it, because at the moment with Light being as strong as he is and having all the CC that's there for Weibo, like, you can't really face check. And yes, you have 2 items, but if you're by yourself like that and Ignar is in the base, you just don't have the team fight set up for NRG right now.
I think some of the best things that Douglas could do actually would just be to try and keep Xiaohu out. If he's able to use his W, use his ultimate to keep the Nico engage away, then Energy can use the Orianna plus 5 guaranteed engage onto Light and actually kill off the Aphelios. If they could make that happen and take those big tools away from Weibo, then maybe they can carve their way back into it and allow FBI to run rampant. But it's definitely going to be much more dangerous for him without that flash.
And I think that's why
이거를 이제 에너지가 이기는 거 간단합니다.
Already Weibo looking to try and fight for
상대 이제 라이트가 아무런 딜도 못하고 컨트럭트 바이의 정지 명령이랑 도클라한테 끌려와가지고 죽는 거야.
Trying to fight back on this mid wave to then lean through into that bottom side. They don't have control of their bot wave either, so this is really tough for NRG to fight.
Okay, at least they have their 2-item power spikes on both carries now. Palafox with his Seraphs finished for the Orianna, and Rageblade already been done for FBI.
All right, Energy have control over top side river.
Here we go.
The Shy still hanging around the bottom half of the map, but remember, the level 15 Aatrox does have a teleport that he can use. Energy are going to start up the Baron. They're daring Weibo to come and answer. Palafox throwing the ball into the brush. Weiwei having to back away again now. 5,000 HP left for the Baron. Weiwei goes in with a Magnet Storm. Pop Blossom's going to find one, but nothing else. Killer Instinct into the back line, but FBI's going to die. Light gets the first kill, and Ignar has to run. Xiaohu stays alive.
자신 있을 수가 없거든. 저 녹턴이에요 저거. 컨셉처럼. 이거.
kill back over to life. The Shy puts a blade through the heart of Contracts, and Palafox and
이게 말했잖아. 이게 웨이브 게이밍이 질 수 있는 경우의 수는 딱 한 가지라고. 아무런 하고 하지 못하고 기가 정확하게 나이트한테
separated from
들어가는
NRG, and Weibo pounds immediately onto RNG, and now they turn towards the Baron.
Light did such a good job cutting back with his Gale Force. Now
스킬은
though,
좀
Baron,
느린 거
6,000
같고
HP and
속도전을 봐야
dropping.
되는데
Game number one,
근데
they had to do a
피들이 너무 많아.
3v5. Now it's a 2v4. Dokla going in. They're trying to find the damage on the Weiwei. Dokla kills him off, and the Baron's not going to be taken just yet. Dokla's still fighting. The Shy trying to find the Q3, but he ain't going to grab it. Dokla dashing back out of the way of the Infernal Chains, and once again, Energy outman defend the Baron.
It's all game one again. Are we going to turn towards the Baron once more?
Well, Palafox and Dokla, they look like they're recalling
Palafox가 잘하긴
Dokla
한다,
here.
이거.
He's got his teleport. They're going to go
They're
for
going
it.
again.
They're going for the same play.
They're doing
정글로를
it
나중에
again.
잡았으니까.
Energy going after the Baron. The response
이건
from
주장할
Weibo,
수
what's
있긴
it gonna
하네요.
be? Baron down to 5,000. Weiwei's still dead.
Finish!
World Ender still there. Baron drops.
와우,
However, the
대박!
blossom just found 3. Xiaohu goes in.
와,
Xiaohu
대박이다.
Shockwave nearly kills Light and Chris. Xiaohu's hanging on.
대박이야, 대박.
Contract, turning it right
끝났어요,
back around
그냥.
onto Light, but he won't be able to find enough damage.
이게
Dokla
이니시에이팅이
can't do it
그래갖고
either.
저쪽으로
As
먼저 들어가야
energy
된다니까.
bodies hit the floor all over the river. They got the Baron, but it's Weibo who takes their lives.
One
이야.
Baron buff gets out alive,
바로
and
버프가
Light
그냥
survives
죽음의
as
버프가
well
돼버렸죠.
with only about 100 HP at the end there. They get scrappy again. This series exciting at every single objective. Here's another look at it.
Yeah, Weiwei tries to go in on towards
이니시
Palafox,
진짜
which
야무지다,
separates
샤오.
the combo here. So even though you
이게
get
한
the
방에
buy
터져야
on
되는데 안
Light,
터지죠?
there's no shockwave to keep in place. He's
알리스타가
entering
같이
position
들어갔어야
thanks to
돼.
Leo and the Gale Force. And
근데
as
안
FBI
되니까?
gets flown in, the Shy immediately turns on to take him out.
Exactly. It was the ultimate combo breaker there for Weibo. Because you saw FBI also full scented in with Contracts. The Kaisa and the Vi full on with the dive. But because they also didn't have that ball, they weren't able to get their kill. Now, here's another look at it though. This is after they restarted, and Xiaohu came in big to start it out on
지린다.
the Nico. Does get the big pop blossom. Shockwave does get Light and Crisp and kind of tag them and keep them low on the outside, but the job was already done. Light's able to take them down. Dokla barely unable to take down the other carry as Contract sneaks away.
You just don't have the damage once
와, 샤오
FBI is down.
슈퍼캐리인데?
You can see Bramble Barrett hits onto FBI alongside the ultimate, and at that stage then Light's able to get the Infernal across the top and just whip him down.
Yeah, the idea there was everybody full send on Light and immediately kill. Here we go.
All
이거
right,
질
Weiwei's
수가,
the target.
질
They're
수가
spending
있냐?
everything on the enemy jungler, but everything is not enough. Contracts at 200 HP as the Shy. Wings spread wide, looks to cut him off. FBI marked by Light, gravits him, catches up to him here from long range. They root him up. Jump forward with the Q1, ain't gonna do it. The Shy still going forward. Infernal Chains back onto the Alistar, pulls him into place. Not enough damage. Weibo nearly gets a kill, but not quite.
Positioning for Weibo in mid though. They want the
어?
Cassante.
They go
너무
in,
막
but the
쓰는데,
Pathmaker
근데?
gets him away back underneath the tier 2. Is it going to be enough just yet? Yes, it will.
근데 잡았는데?
Light is unstoppable, and he shines
끝났네요.
right with the rest of Weibo underneath the tier 2, or what was left of it after the
아유, 막
push finds its
힘들겠다.
way forward. It's a 6,000 gold lead for Weibo, and they're
딱
looking
보니까
for the enemy base. Inhibitor
해가지고.
turn under pressure. Weiwei leading the way as he has to crash down backwards, but a big ulti coming in from Light yet again. Ignar and Contracts now having to
당연히 이제
retreat
외부
as the
게임은
tier
우리 틀린 거
3
없다.
turret starts to crumble. Weibo is a machine once they get ahead, and they're not stopping yet. Palafox is run down, and Light is making a highlight reel out of these guys.
Run from it! Hide from it! Love it or
바론을
hate it!
쳐먹었는데
Aphelios has
파워플레이가
made it
마이너스
to the world
2,400은
stage!
뭐예요?
And Weibo want to ride those coattails to another victory here against NRG.
All right, they're going to back off those Nexus turrets, but look at the destruction Weibo have laid waste to the energy base.
이거를 거슬러 올라가다 보면 바텀
They're taking away the red jungle as well. Contracts has something to say about it, but he's forced to flash out.
바텀에서 이제
Contracts
유효
thought he
갱킹을
had
못
something to say about it, but
못
Weibo
박았는데.
immediately shut him up. They were not going to put up with that.
He did, it was just sorry.
It was, please don't. Okay, fine, sorry. Meanwhile, now they're looking
아니,
for the shot.
여기다
Pick their way back in.
All right, they're going after the
아
Aatrox.
700원짜리구나. 오, 잘
He's finding a lot of
오, 이거는 날카로웠다. 아이고.
They gotta try to save FBI. He slammed back into the ground and Xiaohu found him. Now we got a 4v4. Even fight. But it looks like Weibo doesn't want to take it.
This is something that in the LCS, Energy were quite adept at. Even in
근데
games
잘
where
잡았다.
they were behind,
더샤이
they just full send,
날카로웠어.
look for picks when people are recalling, when people are trying to reset, when people are going for objectives, and just try and force their way back into games. Energy were never a team to go down quietly. They always try and fight their way back into it.
And that nerdy would have been a good pick if that gold had gone to FBI. You'll see it here, 1,000 gold shutdown off this pick onto the Shy, but it actually ends up going to contracts in the end. They just don't quite get the kill across the FBI. They see the TP coming through from Xiaohu. They have to try and get this Aatrox off of FBI. And then at that stage, FBI's already burnt Flash. Xiaohu has the opportunity to chase him down, and Weibo will happily nab him for themselves.
Yep.
BL Mercy.
Teleport in from Xiaohu there.
안녕하세요,
FBI
하이.
flashed away from the Aatrox,
와, 이게
so didn't
뭐
have
할
it
게
there.
없는데?
Reset once again though, back to the action.
싸우면
Topside is
싸울수록
getting pushed
점점
here
차이가
by
벌어져.
Weibo. Xiaohu got out there first. Alright. They will pull it back here. It is a full minute until the next Dragon.
It's also a minute until the next Baron. Just like game number 1, Weibo are sitting in an amazing game state where they're the ones who can get the soul.
이건 그나마
They're
좀
the ones who
덜하긴
can
한데
get the
시간이
Baron.
가면
They're the
갈수록 그래도
ones
외부
who can
게이밍의
pull
편이긴
energy
합니다.
apart to two different critical junctures of the map.
Especially if you're looking at
전판보다는
get
덜해요,
Mountain
확실히.
Soul against this combo from NRG. That gives so much opportunity to Light to survive that big burst potential that NRG are trying to play around. That's why they're already positioned in towards this Dragon. They know how crucial this could be in shutting NRG out of this game.
All right, everybody grouped up around mid. North America is very familiar with this situation. The Shy getting jumped on by contracts here, loses a little bit of HP, but nothing too serious. Jumping right back in, goes for the Q3, but he won't find it. Now with the World Ender, Ignore with a knock-up onto 2. They crash down to FBI. He's under pressure. The Shy is still alive. Dokma goes all out with the ball blossom. Finds the The Shy's still not going to be killed just yet, but FBI finally got him. Ignore giving the other 2 away. Energy going for the team fight. Ignore, the target. He can't be saved, and Light is godlike. It's a 4v4 on the Rift as Weibo have control over the Drake Pit, and Contracts has no way in. Mountain Soul goes over to Weibo.
They don't have any opportunity to get in. Palafox is looking for something sneaky. Has no damage, no ult available. And it will be Weibo picking up the soul. TP available on the
졸린다.
Shy. I think Weibo are going to rush
감스트만
power.
보면
They
자도 되는
certainly
건가?
are,
3대
but
0인가
so
설마?
are
야,
Energy.
잘하는데
Contracts is
그래도.
trying to get there early so he can get some vision.
The problem is, Dacta just said it. It's the TP for the Shy. As soon as he spawns, he's right there. Ignar's got to take the long way, and I hope that Cal's been doing his cardio. Energy, there's no way they get there in
자,
time.
스틸의
The
변수는
Baron's already at
남아있습니다.
5K. Weibo's gonna get the soul. Weibo's gonna get the Baron. Weibo's got everything. Contracts tries to
사실
get
뭐
away with the
스틸한다고 해서
Ballbreaker.
그렇게 큰 차이가
Tries to
일어날 것
stay
같지는
alive.
않지만
Dokla's in the middle of
그래도.
everybody. Look at Asante. He gets the shockwave placement over for Palafox. A massive Q3, but there's no follow-up. Weibo's in trouble as FBI and Contracts are now fighting the Shy. They take him low, but they can't take him down. The Shy's Aatrox
어이구야.
is a raid boss, and he's still fighting.
어이구야.
Ignore finally drops him as they come in with a massive
어이구.
counterattack, and the Pop Blossom claims FBI. The follow-up claims Ignore, and Weibo is about to take the game.
야, 샤오가
Energy got the
잘하네.
Shy, but Weibo are coming for the Nexus. They've got Baron and they can push hard.
They may have got the raid boss, but it's not gonna matter. Weibo still pushing. They go in after the enemy carry. Palafox trying to get away, and he barely survived. Now Contract, he's the sacrificial lamb. Light is legendary, and Dokla and Palafox cannot stop him.
33분. 결국
Game number 1 was close.
30분
Game number 2,
네, 끝나 30분 때 이제
absolutely not.
물론 30분 때
Dokla
끝나는
can't
경기가
do it.
대다수죠.
He goes all out, but he's only gonna buy a moment. Light is legendary, and Weiwei leads the charge. The Nexus is under pressure as Palafox keeps trying to fight back, but the Aphelios will take Nexus number 2, and Weibo hits
야, 이거
match
3대0 나올 수도 있겠다.
Weibo
근데 웨이브가 지들 스스로
stomping
넘어지는
here
팀이긴
in the
맞는데.
quarterfinals. Finding these
야, 오늘은
consistent
실수가 많이
opportunities to turn around the small picks NRG are looking for and finding the win again and again.
이번 경기를 종합해 보면요, 아까 제가 처음에 맨 처음에 말했죠. 말했던 그게 있습니다. 용과 전령, 첫 전령은 위브 게이밍이 먹는다면 승률이 80% 이상이다. 근데 카운터 정글로 심지어 상대가 차고 망한 다음부터 어떻게 레벨을 맞춰가지고 미드가 이거 전령 싸움으로 넘어갔어. 근데 그 전령 싸움에서 뭔가 하지 못하면서 아쉽게 됐습니다. 이게 왜 그러냐면은 저 아펠리우스도 아펠리우스인데 그 들어가면 후속해서 뭐가 따라와줄 친구들이 없단 말이야. 알리스타가 그걸 해줘야 되거든요. 그 후속해서 따라와줘야 돼. 근데 알리스타가 원딜을 지키고 있어. 그러면 안 되거든. 아니면 혼자 따로 잡히거나. 정글러랑 같이 가면서 이제 이니시에이팅을 할 때 덮어주는 약간 이런 느낌으로 돼야 되거든요. 근데 그런 콤비네이션 장면이 하나도 안 나오죠. 알리스타를 골랐는데. 그래서 약간 픽의 맛이 없었다. 그렇게 볼 수 있을 것 같습니다. 나머지 선수 뭐 못한 건 없어. 픽의 맛이 없었다. 알리스타를 나중에 뽑은 거 치고는 약간 맛이 없었다. 그런 느낌입니다. 알리스타랑 뭐 바이 이런 바이는 일찍 나왔지만 그래도 맛이 없었다. 약간.